We touched down late last night, and it's absolutely boiling. It's like 40 odd degrees. I mean, it feels beautiful, but I'm not staying out. I think it's like about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. My bed's shaking. I'm just trying to work out why. It's not motion sickness, I'm sure. So I just wanted to document a little my thoughts and feelings about this travelling that I've come to some conclusions with. So I do affirm to have a relaxing journey when I'm travelling, but I think the old story just keeps rearing its ugly head with me with regards to travelling. So it was crazy in Birmingham Airport yesterday, like really crazy, and the worst I've ever seen it in my life. And I've travelled all through my life, you know, so I've witnessed a lot of kind of travel disasters, and this is the point. I think because it's only been over the last sort of year that I've been affirming for relaxation when I'm travelling, because my old man story, the old version of me, would manifest a lot of issues with travelling, stressful, bit of anxiety, and I know that a lot of people have that opinion, and this is how it's based. So we tell ourselves a story, and it's perpetuated by other humans telling a story, and this is what manifests. And I think it's a little bit of a strange concept, because when I'm putting things out about and content saying that we are the masters of our reality, and how can you possibly change what happens with when you're travelling to your destinations, and you know, with traffic or things like that, and the point that I'm trying to drive home is it's the awareness of it. It's the actual awareness that then you keep recreating the same situation because it's dwelling in your subconscious, and you haven't even got to always identify consciously the thoughts, because it's just a story that you've told yourself for so long. So like in my conscious mind, and trying to do this consciously and being aware, the awareness of the story that I tell myself with travelling, it's sticking with that story. And what I realised is it was horrendous travelling yesterday. It really was. And I had all these my manifestation goals to be in the lounge, me and my mum just relaxing, and you know, that was what I was manifesting. But hence I was still looping the old story subconsciously, and this is what I want to get over to you guys. I know you think that it's like, how could I possibly take responsibility for that, Jen? And it's applicable to so many, all the areas of our life. And I understand it, I get it. I mean, I couldn't understand this myself when I first found manifesting. It's like you're telling me that I have to take blame for these airlines, and for the fact that my flight was delayed, or for all the craziness that's going on at an airport, which there is at Birmingham Airport. And my simple answer is yes and no. You haven't got to take blame, but you've got to take responsibility, because the only things that manifest in our world are what we are aware of. It's the awareness of it that recreates, right? So we have 70,000, 80,000 thoughts a day that are looping. There was a thought that I had identified with a person. I'm not going to go into detail, but I was talking about Malta with my mum, for example, yesterday. And this is just to highlight the point again. So I was talking to my mum about someone from Malta, from her past, and my thought just momentarily went to the only person that I knew who ever came from Malta. And it was just, if I wasn't a conscious creator, I wouldn't have even been aware that I was thinking about this person. And the only reason why it highlighted it to me is because that person then messaged me in the evening, that very person that I'd never think about, but just because I was talking about Malta, it momentarily came into my mind. But the thing was, and the beauty of that, because I question everything now, before I lay my head down to go to sleep, I was like, because I've got this assumption that everybody always comes back. That's an affirmation now for me that I loop. Everyone always comes back, and they do. But I question, because this is my mind, the way it has to question everything. I've got like a party boat going on there, I think. So I questioned, so why is this person messaging me this evening that I haven't spoke to for a couple of years? And then before that, I never spoke to this person for a couple of years before then, or a few years before then. And then it dawned on me, the conversation I had with my mum about Malta. And it was so momentarily there within my mind that was what manifested. Now, I don't want to scare you with that, saying every thought that you have creates and manifests. It doesn't. It's just a culmination of your assumptions sometimes. So the culmination of everyone always comes back, and then the Malta conversation and that person coming to my mind, that was enough for the manifestation to occur, for that person to come back into my orbit. And so this is the way it is with things like travel, and we don't always understand why things are happening, but it's because of the awareness that's there. It's because of these unconscious thoughts that we're not even understanding are coming up, or we do for about a split second, and then it's gone. And it's like a dream. I suppose it's a bit of a comparison about a dream, but obviously you tend to remember more so, but it's the same principle. We have a dream, and we wake up in the morning and have and go to ourselves, oh wow, that was a bit of a crazy dream, and why would I have dreamt that, or whatever. And then towards the afternoon or the evening, the dream's gone. You can't remember it, like it was never really there. That it's the same type of thing. And so what I'm trying to get over to you is, I know that I have to persist in the new story. The new story of when I travel, it's relaxing for me now. And remember, I've gone through all my history. Sorry about my sweating, but as I say, it's 40 odd degrees. I've gone through all my history of travelling with the kids, and bottles and bags, and the 100 ml thing, and then just delays and everything in itself. So I've got to almost persist, patience and persistence in the new version of Jen when she travels now. Now, I could use revision, right? I haven't massively touched on revision when I talked about manifestation, because the reason being is because it's not a tool that I tend to use. It's not necessary, but it is effective. But for me, my assumption and what works for me is that I don't ever want to change my experiences. I want to adapt to accept them and find the positive within them. And so, but I could use the tool revision to revise, because we're only got the now. Everything else from the past, I'm going off on one here, but everything else from the past is just a mirage. It's not real. It happened in a moment of time, and what we do, the human brain perpetuates that like it's real, like it's here now. So we've got to get used to understanding that every memory that we associate as, mostly we do this with negative, we do it with positive as well, but our brain's geared towards negative. So we perpetuate that like it's alive now, like it's going to be our experience going forward, and it's all an illusion, because this is the only time we have. So this is what patience and persistence in the new story is all about. And this is how I have to do it now with travelling, because nothing comes into our awareness that we're not aware of, if that makes sense. You know, it's only our perception. So my perception of this world is totally different to the next person's perception, just based on their own experiences and whether they choose to take the positives or the negatives from that experience. So this is why I say, with regards to taking responsibility and placing blame, I'm not placing blame. It's not a blame game. It's not punishing anyone. It's not about punishing. It's taking responsibility that we have more control, that we have all the control, and it's realising that. Hence, this is why I always say you are the master, the god, the goddess of your reality, because that's just the way it works. So rather than feeling sorry for myself, and don't get me wrong, just to end this video on being like, I don't like to use the word realist, but on you know, on a general way of looking at things, everybody deserves to have a rant. You know, that's a human thing. We need to vent sometimes, we need to get angry sometimes, we need to cry sometimes, but we just don't want to perpetuate it once we've felt the feelings. So I hope this makes sense. If it doesn't, please reach out to me. But I'm going to continue to in the new story, and it might take a little bit of time, patience and persistence, and that's okay. But the new story for me going forward is, when I'm travelling, it's relaxing, it's not stressful.